get to gut.
Stop right there, Arbiter Rao. Though I am here on official business, I would prefer to keep this cordial. The Consul seeks answers related to your recent activities. I approach you openly in the hopes that you will comply with his request and come with me peaceably.
What do you blather about? Delay me and you will pay the price. Not only do I have more pressing business with a colleague, but I do not answer to Sentinels or the Consul.
Exactly. What question do you have? Yeah.
Questions of intent. Now, what shall it be, Arbiter Rao? I sent the message that drew you here. Virgil shall not arrive to aid your decision-making.
Virgil's not coming, you say? Curious. And here I was thinking I was already present.
Virgil! Touting your flair for the dramatic, even now I see. But I fear our reunion must wait until we've dealt with this pawn of the Consul.
I had not expected a third party, but it is so much the better. I'm afraid you must come with me as well, Arbiter Montag.
A sentinel demanding anything of me? What madness! Neither Tristan nor I shall accompany you anywhere. Any attempts to force us shall be met with violent reprisal.
Already. Neither I. Wait. Can someone slow down and explain what the hell is going on?
I'm somewhat embarrassed to acknowledge that, in my haste to see Virgil, I seem to have led us into a trap. Though ironically, it appears Virgil has been caught as well.
This fool impersonated my credentials, triggering a system alert that led me here. A lowly deception, even for one of the Consul's own.
It was a necessary deception, and one not undertaken lightly. Its aim was to draw your colleague here without bloodshed, for I know he would not have arrived at my request.
Your explanation does not pull my heartstrings, Sentinel. Yet you at least had the sense not to assail us outright. Surrender, and perhaps you may yet live.
You may not believe me, but I have much admiration for the work you and Arbiter Montag have done for the Protectorate. I've no wish to fight. Enough loyal subjects have died in this war. Come willingly and peaceably, I beseech you.
It's possible this is a ploy, and the Consul is on to Virgil and I. But if that is so, why lure me here, then meet me openly when Perrault could have ambushed me from behind?
Are you mad? Because he seeks to lower your guard, then strike. Surely you don't intend to converse with him about it?
I trust Sentinels no more than you, but I am using this situation to gather information, which I would expect you would also do if you weren't so focused on haranguing me.
Yeah, stop haranguing Tristan.
I appreciate the support. Though we are not related by blood, I suppose we are just as wont to bicker with one another as true brothers.
Conversation is not likely to distract me from my purpose. I am here to kill no one, but unless there has been some kind of mistake, you must still submit to me.
Very well. But be warned, I'm not exactly trained in the art of improvisation. We'll need a very good reason for my not answering the consul summons.
Oh yeah, I can lie. I can super lie.
Come now, do you expect me to believe that? Not only are you not in shackles, but you're also still alive. I can't imagine Arbiter Rao would have allowed that willingly.
Yes, we were going to find their stash of contraband protectorate rations, with all the labels crossed out. Architect preserve us.
I see. It would appear I misjudged this situation after all. I must reinterpret my orders. Accosting you illegally and the subsequent punishment would be mortifying.
So he's chosen not to attack, but the situation has not changed. We spare him. His master gains another tool to cover up the Supreme Arbiter's death.
What are you talking about? I do not seek to hide the Supreme Arbiter's death. I seek to find her killer. Such was next on my list of duties after I apprehended you.
We don't. We never should have started speaking with him in the first place. This is all clearly a tactic on the consul's behalf. By sending out his agents, he seeks to deflect suspicion from himself. That is, if our compatriot here speaks true.
What must you think of me, or my fellow Sentinels, that you'd even suggest I'd lie to arbiters? I'm not the one positing scurrilous accusations about our beloved consul. But you needn't take me at my word. My next assignment was to investigate the Oculus collating post. A hidden room there may contain information pertinent to the investigation. I cannot speak to its purpose, only that it is strange and worthy of investigation.
Or it is yet another falsity, intended to draw us close before snapping our necks.
It's a risk worth taking. I can endure whatever the consul sends my way, and if there is a minuscule chance that this sentinel speaks true, we must investigate.
I'm pleased to be of service, in some manner or another. Protectorate subjects should aid one another. There is no duty to be done.
I shall... That's done with. He left peaceably, as he said, though I have my doubts for how long.
That was some impressively savvy improvisation before, Commander. Without you, circumstances would have certainly devolved into a battle to the death.
Yup. And I'm a gambler.
I'll spare you my doubts for the umpteenth time, Tristan. I just hope the risk is worthwhile.
I appreciate your caution, but it is quite unnecessary. My comrade and I will look into Oculus collating post. Let us do just that. I regret we've not had more time to talk, Virgil.
Worry not. I have
A lot of money. Thank you, Virgil. He's an NPC. Oh, bleed, bleed, bleed. Yes. Oh yeah. Let's see. Let's go. I didn't even see it. Let me zoom all the way out. Oh, I fixed my mouse button. Oh my goodness. Thank God. Look how fast I can do now. Can't believe. Wait. Wait. Oh yeah, there's rifts here. Oh yeah, I'm about to go there. Okay. Where do I have to go actually? Back to the ship. They want me to leave this planet. Okay, I actually already did this. I already did. So if there's no more rifts over there, maybe there's one over here, and I'll check later. The more rifts I find, the more money I get, boy. Yeah, I got a shrink right now. That's cool. Now I check this because I think I did all of those other missions, and now I got 3 of those. So many of these. Let's see where he's at. Fuck. You're taking me. Oh, the main mission. Okay. taking? Damn, I should have remembered. She has to go to Chloe. She's coming to Chloe. I'm pretty sure. If I remember correctly.
See that spire? That's the archive right there. The archive.
Yes? I was gonna go here too. I said, let me wait. Seems like it's something crazy. Oh no. Yeah, let's do this one. Turn my backs on everybody. Thinking, I said, why is there so many weed smokers here? And then I thought about it. Because I said deep fried, so that means because I turned my camera.
People are gonna start to talk.
I don't have the information.
Aren't you reliable? I just need one moment to copy the data. There, all done. Thank you ever so much. Was there anything else you wish to discuss?
Desist your fever. Crime does not come. Fate.
Of course. And I accidentally stole it, and then they get that mad over one tiny stolen thing that I could give back, maybe? That I didn't want? They wanted to kill me. I don't want to fight everybody. I don't want to do that. Oh my god. Double loading screen. Oh, you love when they hit you with the double load. Back to back.
second makeup exam will not be long, so I hope you studied this time, Briar. Begin now.
All right. No pressure. Shh. If I'm caught talking during this makeup exam, oh, what does it matter? Can't mark the occipital from the parietal with these voided questions. And is there something wrong with the air recyclers? It's getting hard to breathe. You're mistaken. Panic isn't on the Garden's list of approved cognitive states. I knew I should have hydrated better this morning. Can't believe my future in the Order will be decided by an understanding of the vaporescent properties of trinitrotoluenes. I don't even like bitrotoluenes. My vision's gone a bit fuzzy, but the exam's right here on the monitor. Have a look. I'm sure I'd recover my wits enough to tackle the rest of the test if you can just help me make sense of the first question. Just be discreet, won't you?
Hello, layperson.
People are gonna start to talk. Aren't you reliable? I just need one moment to copy the data. There, all done. Thank you ever so much. Was there anything else you wish to discuss?
You bring a cultist into my presence? I was under the impression that you had eliminated the cultists in Newton. But I suppose it is not utterly beyond the realm of possibility that you converted one. Just watch her. Yes! Excellent! Take that, reductionists! Your horrid little surveillance devices shall finally be used for what their purpose should have been! Don't tell anyone about that outburst, please. Here's something to keep you quiet. Yes, you've earned not only my trust, but the Order's as well. I hope you'll continue working with us in the future. I've informed the presiding bishop you're coming to speak with her. She can be found in the room off the main stairwell. I'm sure I don't need to say this. But if you even think about bringing harm to Ruth, I shall know. Be on your very, very best behavior.
I will literally put BTA. BTA. Don't do this. Don't do this. Do not say that.
Good to see you again. I had hoped we could speak earlier, but no matter. A little time remains. You are a crucial variable in the solution to a critical problem. Since the unfortunate end of the peace talks, Gertie and I have kept in communication, and we believe it is still possible to get the Order and Auntie's Choice to work together. When you go in to speak with the presiding bishop, please raise the issue with her. I assure you this is the correct thing to do. For one, having the allied might of their forces at your back when facing down the Protectorate. If that's not sufficient, perhaps some additional incentive could also be provided. And if you might consider an appeal to your better nature, ending the conflict between Auntie's Choice and the Order would have untold benefits for all Arcadia. Farewell.
That's one way to become the center of attention.
The Order has always proclaimed patience as a virtue, but I am pleased my waiting is finally at its endpoint. For so long, you have only existed as numerical values on a chart. A bright star in a constellation of possibilities, as it were. Now, with your arrival, the Order nears the totality of its goals, provided you are willing to stay aligned with our cause. As I told you in my message, a splinter group was responsible for recruiting your fellow agent and tasking her to perpetrate that heresy. The conviction of those radicals was such that they elected to perish from exposure to Cloister's wilderness to avoid fouling their predictions and my interference. Their interpretation of the data was at odds with mine. I forbade them taking action, to no avail, obviously. I disavowed their actions then, as I do now.
People are gonna start to talk. All right, there. Was there anything else you wish to discuss?
I look forward now. How might we be of use to one another? Yes, excellent. Don't tell anyone about that outburst. Yes, I'm sure.
Good. When you go in to speak with the presiding bishop, please raise the issue. And if you might consider an appeal to your better nature.
I skipped everything. I just been through this 2 times. Sorry.
The Order has always proclaimed patience as a virtue. For so long, you have only existed as numerical values on a chart. A bright now with your arrival, the Order nears the totality of its goals, provided you are willing to stay aligned with our cause. Prudent. Now then, I gather you already know who I am, but science has shown that good manners strengthen developing relationships by 5.3%. So, allow me to introduce myself. I am Ruth Bassar, 3rd Presiding Bishop of the Order of the Ascendant, Supreme Calculator, and, plan willing, the architect of Arcadia's prosperous future. I admit, when I sent my initial message, I did not exactly know who its recipient would be. But I trusted the plan, and lo and behold, it provided you as the solution. Your recent exploits at Greater Tranquility Station have certainly made for compelling reading material. Confronting an assassin, and thereby sparing the delegates' lives before the rift inexplicably destroyed the station? Such a commendable effort is worthy of acknowledgement. Yes, by all reports it was. But the plan evidently has greater outcomes prepared for Vicar Levin. True randomness does not exist within the framework of the plan. We should all take comfort in that. However, there's something of even greater import we must discuss. I have received numerous reports indicating the Archive has been wrested away from the Protectorate by a single, rather determined rogue factor. Let us sidestep any coyness. I know the Calcaduceus is in your possession. The only remaining unknown is whether you intend to hand it over peacefully. Then I will extract the Calcaduceus through less pleasant methods. So amenable. Perhaps there is hope for continuing our working relationship after all. I've heard the Archive's priority set has been altered by its occupiers. I suppose we shall see if that remains the case. More senseless work to be done. It is my hope that such archaic methods of communicating with the Archive will soon not be necessary. I am only lacking the resources to make my plan a reality. That may be, but there is no denying that human language is limiting, inefficient, and prone to miscommunication. By forcing the Archive to speak with us through a personality-based priority set, we are throttling the speed at which we may understand the Archive, and it us. While the Archive is an infinitely complex machine, an equally complex apparatus has been designed which allows one to interact with it directly. Brain-to-logic assembly, as it were. Unfortunately, this apparatus exacts a rather tremendous cost on the wearer. A certain panacea is needed to survive it, but I lack the chemicals to finish its manufacture. A question whose origins prickle the mind. I would ask who informed you about our experiment in the garden, but I already have my suspicions. My panacea is derived from perspective. They share certain characteristics. But to answer your question, no. It is not intended for mass use in the same way. A plant on Praetor under Auntie's choice control has the chemicals I need for this new treatment. Infiltrate the plant and retrieve them, by whatever means necessary. There should be a maintenance tunnel on the lowest level of the plant, which lets out near the sewage pool. You may be able to sneak inside from there without drawing notice. The front entrance is likely to have security, so I would avoid that route entirely. Unless you feel confident in your skills of persuasion, or not opposed to being shot at. Yes, I predicted you would. By themselves, very little. Once combined with other agents, a great deal of different effects can be achieved. If all goes according to plan, I should be able to create a stupefacient of sorts that will ease the discomfort of wearing the apparatus needed to communicate with the archive. Certainly, but nothing I'm not prepared to suffer. Oh, the Laureate Council simply draws a name out of a hat. No? Go figure. In reality, I was recommended for my position by the preceding bishop. Paired with my skills as a seer, I was the natural choice when it came time for the council to vote. Thank you for that charitable assessment. My predecessor, presiding Bishop Orlo, and I had a close working relationship. He knew I possessed the skills and temperament for the role. I counted him a friend. Orlo shared with me his doubts about the Order's partnership with the Protectorate. The compromises made. He had many such regrets at the end of his life. It was not the only determining factor, but yes, it factored in. Call it proof of concept. Laplace's garden is more than its aesthetic. It offers a vision of a future free from the despotic rule of narrow-minded jingoists, where the fruit of the plan can finally ripen. It saddens me to see the garden so despoiled by our wartime presence. But with the loss of Spirton, necessity dictated we quarter here in the interim. May you achieve progress in accordance with the plan.
Failed to cite her work completely. I worked with presiding Bishop Orlo, you know. Now there was a serious scientician.
good to... When you go in to speak with the presiding bishop, please raise the... And if you might consider an appeal to your better nature.
First, now with your arrival, the Order nears the totality of its goals, provided you are willing to stay aligned with our cause. You must have suffered greatly in your life to have developed such a mercenary attitude, but I certainly will not contest an exchange of mutual aid. Now then, I gather you already know who I am, but science has shown that good manners... I am Ruth Bassar, third presiding bishop of the Order of the Ascendant, supreme calculator, and, plan willing, the architect of Arcadia's... I admit, your recent exploits at Greater Tranquility State, confronting an assassin, and thereby sparing the delegates' lives before the rift inexplicably destroyed the station? Such a commendable effort is worthy of acknowledgement. Yes, by all reports it was. But the plan evidently has true random. However, I have received numerous reports indicating the archive has been wrested away from the Protectorate. Let us sidestep any coyness. I know the Calcaduce, then I will extract the Calcaduceus through less pleasant methods. So, I've heard it is my hope that such archaic methods of communicating with the archive will soon not be necessary. I am only lacking the resources to make my plan a reality. That may be, but there is no denying that human language is limiting. By forcing the archive to speak with us through a personality-based priority set, we are throttling the speed at which we may understand the archive, and it, us. While the archive is an infinitely complex machine, an equally complex apparatus has been designed which allows one to interact with it directly, brain-to-logic assembly, as it were. Unfortunately, this apparatus exacts a rather tremendous cost on the wearer. A certain panacea is needed to survive it, but I lack the chemicals to finish its manufacture. A question whose origins... A plant on Praetor under Auntie's choice control has the chemicals I need for this new treatment. Infiltrate the plant and retrieve them, by whatever means necessary. I cannot impress upon you enough the importance of this task. There should be... The front entrance is likely to have security, so I would avoid that route entirely. Unless you feel confident in your skills of...
Finally. Maybe now I can get to the truth of this kill order nonsense. I just need to check our comms device for a coded message from my old acquaintance, Severin. I knew it! He wants that...
Over here! You. I don't know you. But you, I do. It's good to see you, Asa. It's me, Severin. You know, I've never been to Cloister before. It's cold.
What is wrong with you? Boy, damn it! Did they mentally refresh you?
No, let's just say I'm well lubricated. You tried the new Prestige gin? It helps when you have to do something you really don't want to do. Yes, there are a bunch of sentinels in hiding. When I give the word, they're to execute both of you.
Not before I mentally refresh your brain pan with my knife.
Maybe I deserve to be. I didn't want to do this. I guess I shouldn't have questioned the kill order so loudly. It was real. It came from the exalted leader herself. She summoned me, knew of the message I'd sent, said I'd ruined everything. To save myself, save the Dawn, I had to do this. I'm a coward. I didn't want to die. I'm sorry, Asa.
Absolutely not. We don't need his help. We should just kill him and get on with the Sentinel killing. If we die, at least I'll be taking a great many of them with us. You make a compelling argument. No need to waste our time killing yet more faceless cogs in the Protectorate machine. As fun as that may be.
But you're basically just asking me whether I'd like to be killed by you or the Sentinels. Because when they figure it out, they'll execute me. That gin must have muddled my gray matter more than I thought. I'd have sworn there was no way out of this, but what you're saying makes a lot of sense. Thank you. And thank you, Asa. I thought I was dead.
What an idiot. I can't believe I thought of him as a friend. I can't believe she betrayed us. and the whole of the Dawn to save her own life. What a coward. The unspeakable things I will do when I find her. Well, once I find her. The Exalted... No, I won't refer to her as such any longer. Dagmar continually moved around for safety. She always initiated contact with me. We do know that she was in league with the Sentinels, though. There's nothing of it but to get ourselves inside their headquarters on Praetor. We'll track her by accessing lots of killing. I did mention all the killing, didn't I? What of it? So were a lot of people. It is no longer of any matter, regardless. They are dead. And no, before you ask, I did not kill them.
Open again, quickly. Record all the relevant data and take down your observations. Again, it has reverted. Time similar to the last time. Hurry, assistant, activate the monitoring equipment and take readings.
To the next planet we go.
Tramicular. Arriving any moment now. Approaching station. Head office tower.
And consume with Auntie's choice. As your peerless leader, known for her unparalleled business acumen, I might appear above the occasional frivolity. Oh no,
Self-propelled cannons? I have whatever size weaponry you need to make all your problems
before
past
someone
tense.
succeeds in ventilating you.
You have the look of someone with murderous intent, but no munition. You name it.
Try to take the lemon. Critical blood force dramas in last week's contest between the Easy Heel Loafers and Spectrum Brand Bandits. I pit our least bankable tossball team against the Protectorate's entire roster of pitchfork pushovers.
Welcome back. We understand you've been a very busy little manty wasp.
Yes, time is bits. Tell us how it went. Oh, you're looking for a performance review? Well, that's easy. You stopped the stoppage, completed your work. Our employees are back in the factory.
A satisfactory effort, my ameliorator. I had hopes your talents would yield a result a mite more in our favor, but good work overall.
Well, I suppose I can't argue with the truth of that.
Anything else you'd like to report? Now that's the compelling attitude we love to see in an ameliorator. Your performance at that facility went exceedingly well, all things considered, and it was an ideal first step in effecting my monopolistic mercantile methodology plan.
There you go again, pinning your career to that flim-flam mathematical malarkey. What do a bunch of eggheads know about marketing? Marketing isn't some rigmarole you can plug into a computronic doodad. It's instinct, intuition, know-how. It's a fucking art.
Yes, suppose we should move on. Ursula, will you do the honors?
I'm the head of our proprietary Insight Acquisition Division. Stealing our rivals' trade secrets? That's our bread and butter. We can sometimes lack a certain subtlety, though. The Protectorate have a process called mental refreshment. Some kind of mind manipulation business. MT wants details on their methodology, pharmacology, and technology. This archive plan says it's important. Fine. Auntie and I agree. Oh, do tell. I hope you gathered supplemental materials and recruited the scientist as well. Really? Thought you had more drive, but suppose that's fine.
I, for one, care little for the completion of stretch goals. You managed to avoid being mentally refreshed. That demonstrates considerable pluck and fortitude.
Now, I assume you won't mind we have a few questions about the process. Our people will extract details about the pharmacology and methodology. That will all no doubt prove useful, but we're most interested in the technology and its results. Can't say I like the sound of that. Seems like they'd be difficult to market to.
How truly unfortunate. Those without desire or drive make terrible customers. They could barely even be considered
What else can you tell us about the place? Turn up any additional details? Anything especially marketable? But still, they keep on marketing it as virtually foolproof, don't they? So much for their vaunted moral high ground, and so much for us exploiting that piece of technology. That's certainly interesting. Intriguing, even. What else? Oh, good to know, good to know. Excellent. Well, here's your reward, along with something extra for your effort. Too bad about the lead scientist. Converting him would have earned you an above-average payout. All right. For your next assignment, well, it's something of an organizational priority.
Congratulations. Your storied success has earned you a whole entire minute with our illustrious...
So preliminary chores are complete. Oh, finally, a contractor with a little backbone. Normally they flee or expire, leaving the work woefully incomplete. Ah, I remember you from before. Fairfield, yes? Terrible business. Never did discover who was to blame. Tell me, as an outside agent, do you have any quandaries working with our organization? Good. Good. Perhaps you can help us rig the odds in our favor. Do hope you'll forgive these two. They're competing for a rather significant promotion, you see. It tends to make employees fractious, like young ursopods cooped up in the den. So, you've been advancing a fairly radical idea with a group that, to date, we've considered our rivals.
Good luck, my
Don't let us
ameliorator.
keep you.
Remember, you can't spell... Spell heinous ascetic without Auntie's choice.
And I promise we will all thrive.
Don't let us keep you.
Good luck, my ameliorator. Ameliorator, remember, you can't spell heinous ascetic. Ascetic without Auntie's choice.
Taste and meal you can... Plus a few more that you can't imagine, but that we can sell you recipes for. We are also the only retailers for parasite-free purple berries.
The term parasite-free indicates the fact that any kind of parasite found in an Auntie's Choice product is provided charge.
to kill so I can level up. It's time to get into some action. I want to use my new guns. I want to see what they do. I want to use every single gun. Still have to unlock this, which is kind of if I can see where the other mission is right now. If there was one more here. I'll just go here. All these teleports. Oh wait, I'm about to kill. I think this is a mission that, or actually, maybe it's gonna be something we have to talk.
Huh? Supposed to prove.
better.
Knew you had my back.
All of them to provide
Take them into cover.
to practice.
Butch.
This might stick.
They manufacture one.
Ignore a single incoming hit every 10 seconds, as long as you haven't taken damage in the last 10 seconds. And that's your energy recharge. Oh wait, the recharge rate is increased significantly, so I get more recharge rate. That seems pretty cool. And I get that combat sprint. Okay, that's really fire. What the freak is this? Why is this? Why is this gold? I'm confused. Is this shit glitched? This shit gotta be glitched.
Near jump's not a good look, Commander. Look out, Commander. Don't make me avenge you.
All now, Commander.
Commander's almost dead.
Perfect society demands perfect thoughts. Imperfection is possible when the mind is a thing of
Dagmar didn't betray us to the Sentinels. She is a Sentinel with a fucking office here in Central Control. It's enough to make one take leave of their sanity.
Good thing you didn't start with much, then.
I'm just going to pretend I didn't hear that. Fortunately, there's an easy solution to Dagmar's betrayal. One which involves removing her head from her body. Or maybe we should start with the disemboweling? So many choices.
Well, as a Helia Leitinger, I suppose I shouldn't be surprised you've made it this far. In addition to your wonderful thirst for wanton violence, you were, though still somehow too thoroughly deluded to apprehend the truth.
Keep it up, Commander, and you'll be next on my disemboweling list. Right after I fillet Dagmar here for her betrayal.
Yes, well, can it truly even be considered betrayal if it was always lies?
What are you talking about? There were cultists before me.
No, there were not. The fiction of a cult was born out of the need to convince the Sovereign to return to the true spirit of the Protectorate. The Consul feared he was too weak. I see that Aza isn't the only willfully ignorant person here. Society needs to be controlled for the greater good, by any means necessary. Or would you prefer a more corporate way of life?
Dagmar, all this can't be right. How can you spout such lies? Our cause is righteous. It has to be.
And there it is. I almost felt sorry for you, Azahelia. You were so,
No, that's too quick. What about... No, not painful enough. Yes, that's it. I just need to find a piece of heat-conducting metal and something to peel the skin. What, you suddenly take issue with my... I know of no other way to act.
Sentinels, the traitor Azahelia Leitinger is in the compound. She is to be terminated forthwith.
can't be lying in.
Troublemaker approach.
Recharge for mayhem! I will restore my life or avenge my death!
Efficiency.
Wrong place to linger.
Who needs to die?
Under his constant gaze.
Yup.
Restore my life or avenge my death!
Protectorate craftsmanship. Giving chase.
Wrist weapon prime! Don't need a rift to take.
Malcontent, liquored up on artificial flavor. Straight to it.
Unintentional.
disconcerting. Escape for you.
Unfriendly company.
Seeking cover! Take Arcadia!
With both eyes open.
Dagmar would never let herself be cornered. She's sure to have an escape route. We should find it.
Imbeciles! How did you let Azza get this far? Stop her! She means to assassinate me!
Still alive. Now, let's not be too hasty here. You seem a rational person. There must be something we can do to resolve this peacefully. Please don't let Azza get her hands on me.
Why are you talking to them, Dagmar? I'm the one you must answer to. What? Why? Fine. But you are only prolonging the inevitable.
I must say, I am in favor of prolonging the inevitable myself. What I did for the greater good, to save the colony, all at the Consul's behest. It was my duty as a loyal subject to the true Protectorate. What other reason need there be? And Azza, she was an obvious choice. So lost, so dead inside, so in need of guidance. But then, she went berserk. I never imagined how she'd take to the killing and mayhem. You brought me great praise from the Consul. Until you started asking questions and killing the wrong people.
Enough of this blathering on. It's well past time for Dagmar and her life to part ways.
Sharp enough. Let's talk this through.
She's dead. Not quite. She should have suffered more for what she did. You know, for a moment there, I was questioning everything, but it quickly became obvious she was just lying to save herself. You're so naive. But don't feel bad. It took me until now to see through her subterfuge. No. The Glorious Dawn was always true. She was just using it for her own debased ends. Now that Dagmar is dead, I'll be leading the Dawn into the glorious future. You're absolutely right. They turned on me once, they could do it again. And it will be easier to pick them off if I disband the Dawn. I can send out a general message to all the cells from here. I'll say our communications have been compromised or some such. That the Exalted Leader is dead and that they need to separate and protect themselves. That should work, though I suspect a fair amount will simply just jump into the closest rift. I'm sure there will be some that ignore the message completely, though. Enough to keep my knife skills up at least. It's done. Let's leave this place. It sickens me.
Turned her to dust.
I'll admit, the coup caught me on the back foot. Always figured the console for a power snatcher, but I'd never put bits down on him betraying the Sovereign. They seem so tight. Just think about all those posters of the pair of them that'll have to change now. A real crying shame. Me? Rejoicing over a tyrant squabble? The Sovereign's misfortune is our gain, as far as I'm concerned. The cup, sure.
kill the Sovereign. My Sovereign. I cannot remain with you any longer. Not if I wish for both of us to remain whole. Was he? How can you be so sure? You cannot guarantee he would be permanently convalescent. You cannot guarantee anything. I suppose I see some kernel of truth in your words. Yet you euthanized my Sovereign without so much as a by your leave. I have made my decision. We may continue working together, but what you have done shall leave a permanent stain on our relations. Do not make me regret continuing by your side.
Why he think I give a fuck? Bruh, you know what? Since he said that, I'm about to put his fit on right now, look. This is literally his people's fit, you feel me? I know he mad. And then here, guess what? This is the thing I got off his. Oh, I think I got rid of it. Oh no, the Breath of the Sovereign Gold. Yeah, this is what I got off of him. No, this is the one I got off of him too. Boom, his person. Yeah, like I killed him and he gonna drop some of the best loot. Like, are you kidding me? You think I'm not about to take it? Sorry, not sorry at all. Never will be. Wait, let me see. Probably that grants a small heal or something at a long duration, but while active, over to determine. Ooh, Breath of Glory Gold. What the freak does that mean? Whoa. That grants a very small heal. Also increases your toxicity rate. Increases? Toxicity drain rate? I'm so confused on that. Like, is that good? That sounds really good if it does what I think it does. Yeah, and then I might have to get another one. Man, if I had donut holes right now.
Smells like paint and agitated dust. Renovations, I surmise. That elevator over there goes to the Supreme Arbiter's old office. I hope the technicians have kept it in working order.
by calculating the position of every atom in the universe. Oh, I didn't expect us to wander into the scene of a murder, but somehow I'm not entirely surprised. Anomalous events have a way of spreading, multiplying. We should find a way inside. There might be clues to what happened, and where Anais's research is now. They should have been sealed in that room to focus on their studies uninterrupted. No one in or out. I'd suspect the missing anchorite knows something at least. There might... I've had a chance to look around. You seem like you've done a thorough sweep. We should discuss what we've uncovered. Poor thing. Blunt force trauma to the occipital lobe, I believe. Possible signs of an altercation. Might have been an accident. Might not have been. Hard to say with just a superficial glance. At the very least, her cloistermate Anchor's Brunn has some explaining to do. A disputation of current order methodology focuses mainly on our presiding bishop, but saves ample room for the Laureate Council and previous regime as well. I believe I got the gist by efficiently skimming. The general concern is that the order has lost its way. My old department is repeatedly mentioned in a favorable light. Anais' work is regarded highly. I saw that. I believe Chow seemed worried they were conspiring about something. That they'd mentioned an old order research station. That old research facility seems the most likely spot to look next. I know the coordinates on Eden. Place by... Oh, we're past that, I'm afraid. We need a way to keep anyone from taking it up further in the future. If we go in guns blazing, I've seen it happen. We developed tactics at the Department of Preemptive Causal Redirection to... Yes.